Hi, I'm Zach from the Audio Cultivation Project, and this is my first release, Pome. Pome is an envelope expression controller that can control any pedal with an expression input using just the input volume from your guitar. Let's take a look at it. Alright, so starting out, I'm just playing my Tele Deluxe with wide range humbuckers, which are pretty middle of the road output wise, which I figured would give the most average experience with Pome. I've also got my, I guess it's kind of a mirror just to kind of show you how hard or how my pick attack is relating to the envelope opening and closing. I've got my HX Stomp just set up as a high watt, pretty clean. So I guess first we'll run through some controls. So right now I have Pome controlling the delay knob on the Deluxe Memory Boy. So while Pome's off, this lower knob labeled control is, essentially what is controlling the pedal while Pome is off. So if you can watch the tempo there, as I turn this down, it'll start to speed up, just like this knob would if you didn't have the expression controller hooked up to it. This knob up here, labeled limit, controls how much input voltage is required to open the envelope. So when this is all the way down, it will take the most amount of input voltage to open up that envelope. Whereas if it's turned all the way up, it will open up the envelope with pretty much almost any amount of pick attack. These two toggles kind of flip or switch around the standard expression configuration. Most pedals are, at least in my experience, are tip, ring, sleeve oriented, which would be both of these toggles up. But even if they say that, I've had quite a bit of fun messing around with it or messing around with these. I have in the manual that will come with the pedal or will be posted online also, there's a little diagram showing how these essentially hook up to the pedal in any configuration. So I guess let's hear it. So here's the delay just by itself currently. And when I turn Pome on, so as you can hear, or I guess sort of see too, when I pick harder, that envelope opens up and it kind of drags that delay knob down, essentially, messing with the time and getting all that cool modulation. So I guess let's turn this up and I can kind of show you how it becomes less dependent on pick attack. So in that example, I'm barely plucking the strings and it's opening it up. There is also an internal trim pot that is adjustable. I can maybe show right there. And that can kind of adjust the sort of bottom half of, well, I guess, or top half, depending on where you have those toggles. That adjusts sort of how much that envelope can be affected. I found with most pedals it kind of all likes the same area, so I shipped out I have it set to that value, but definitely play around with that if you want. Let's check out another pedal. So one thing I realized I forgot to mention in the last couple clips is that while Pome is mainly or primarily an expression controller, it also acts or has a passive signal splitter, which is kind of a useful thing to have on your pedal board. It has its normal input and output up here at the top, like every pedal should, and it also has a output jack here on the side. Now these two output jacks are run in parallel, and the entire signal path through it is entirely passive, meaning that you can put it before any sensitive pedal, such as like a fuzz face or a tone bender or something like that. So with that said, I guess now I've got it hooked up to the HX Stomp, just controlling a tremolo. I've got it set to square wave, so it's the most obvious, and it's set to control the rate. So let's hear what the tremolo is without Pome. And as usual, the control knob controls the speed. Right, and then with Pome on, so pretty fun for making something as simple as a tremolo turn into sort of like a glitchy pedal. Alright, let's try out something else. Alright, so up next we got Pome controlling gen loss. Currently I just have it set up to control the failure knob. And I have Pome in the inverted configuration with the ring because it seems to like that the best. So with how it's set up currently, when you play lightly, it essentially has no failure, and then when you hit hard, it's kind of like kind of kicking the tape machine. It kind of starts to drop out and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I do have some reverb. Kind of a lot of reverb, but some reverb for me, just in the stomp, just to kind of fill those dropouts a little bit, just because I feel like they can be a bit excessive. But yeah, let's hear it. So here's gen loss without Pome controlling it. So pretty mild. So let's turn on Pome and see how it's controlling it. Alright, next up we've got the count to 5. Have you ever thought the count to 5 was boring? Which I don't think anyone does. Pome can make it even less boring. So I guess I've got the reverb on again. This is more kind of, I've got it set up kind of ambient-ish, I suppose. So let's hear it. Oh, it's controlling the direction knob currently. This one here. Alright, and now with Pome. Thanks for checking out Pome. I hope I proved that while it's an unconventional expression controller, that it can be used to breathe new life into pedals that are widely available, like a tremolo or a delay, and breathe new life into them and make them more fun to play. And also that it can be used to make pedals that are already unconventional, like the count to 5, maybe even a little more unconventional. You can find Pome at audiocultivationproject.com. You can get a hold of me on Instagram at audiocultivationproject, or also my email, which is Zach, Z-A-K, at audiocultivationproject.com. Thanks.